Hello everybody. I have another book haul. I've been to the library again. Imagine that. If you've been paying attention to my channel, you'll notice that I had a whole pile of videos show up all at once. It's because I went to the library. I finally uploaded a whole bunch of videos that I had stored. Anyway, this is like 2 or 3 different trips to the library, all smushed together into one, possibly 2 videos. I've been putting them in my bag as I collect books. So we're going to start with this stack. And these are all like middle grade and young adult kind of books. This one is called The Bears on Hemlock Mountain by Alice Douglas? Whatever. And it's a Newbery book. It's a very thin one. I don't know anything about this one. Basically, it's a kid lives at the foot of Hemlock Mountain, and the adults don't think there's bears. The kid thinks there is, and his uncle said he saw one once. So I guess it goes on from there. Anyway, there was another, let's see, this one. Got another Newbery book. This one's called Walk 2 Moons by Sharon Creech. One of these days I'm going to read all the Newbery books. I think that would be an interesting challenge to do. This is the winner of the 1995 Newbery Medal. And it looks like... It says, in her own award-winning style, Sharon Creech intricately weaves together 2 tales, one funny, one bittersweet, to create a heartwarming, compelling, and utterly moving story of love, loss, and the complexity of human emotion. Sounds interesting. And it gets me one step closer to that goal of reading all the Newbery books. Then there's just a bunch of other general books. Homesick, My Own Story by Jean Fritz. I'm assuming it's Jean and not John. Jean Fritz was born in China and lived there until 1927 when she was 12. Okay, so it's Jean and not John. Sounds like it's a story that has to do with China and the Great Wall and things like that. This one's called White Star, A Dog on the Titanic by Marty Crisp. I'm interested in stories about the Titanic, and I love stories about dogs. So hopefully that was not too terribly sad, because I tell you, I've been reading those Bruce Cameron books, W. Bruce Cameron. Dog's Journey, A Dog's Life, Dog's Purpose, Dog whatever. Those make me cry. Every single one of them has made me cry. Every one I've read. And yeah, but they're so good. This one is called Stink and the World's Worst Super Stinky Sneakers by Megan McDonald and illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. Yeah, who doesn't love a book about stinky feet? And a Goosebumps book by R.L. Stine. This is Why I'm Afraid of Bees. I've read quite a few different Goosebumps. I haven't read them in any kind of order. Just whatever I happen to get a hold of. I did work briefly at a store called Media Play. And while I was there, I became the children's lead. Technically, the paperwork never made it through before the store closed, but they gave me the position. Rearranged the children's department, and I took over running the Goosebumps Club. So I've read several. No clue what all I've read. Here's another one called Bummer Summer by Anna Martin. She's the one that writes the Babysitter's Club. Yeah. That's about all I can say. I'd never read any of the Babysitter's Club because they were too young for me. The At some point, I will learn to speak. The Mystery of the Missing Treasure by Janet Lorimer. I like mysteries. Maybe I'll read this one. All I know is I'm going to have a nice big bin of books for when my niece visits, and she will have plenty of options to read. This one is called Instant Soup. That's all I know about it. Let's see, can I find the author's name at least? Instant Soup by Brenda Z. Giberson? I hope I didn't screw it up too badly. She also wrote a book called Turtle People. I can't tell you anything about it. There's no description. But it intrigued me enough to pick it up. This is Paula Danziger, The Cat Ate My Gym Suit. I vaguely remember this one coming out, but again, I think it was probably too young for me when it did come out. This one is called Enter Three Witches by Kate Gilmore. Double, double, toil and trouble, too many witches can make things bubble. Apparently, there's a kid whose mom is a witch, his grandmother's a witch, the lady lives in the basement apartment, practices black magic, and then his new crush is also playing a witch in Macbeth. So he's kind of witched out, I think. Anyway, I thought that one sounded cute. And I do like the play of Macbeth. I think I will hold this next stack and make it its own video because there's 8 books there. I don't know how many were in that pile. But they're all adult. So we'll just divide it. Not adult and adult. And I will be back shortly with the next video. Have you read any of these books, by the way? Like some of these I know sound familiar. When did this one come out? When did The Cat Eat My Gym Suit come out? 1974. Really? I didn't know it was that old. It's almost as old as I am. So I guess it wasn't too young for me. Maybe I just never picked it up. I just learned something. But I do know, like, Goosebumps came out when I was in my 20s, so, you know, to pick them up, I can read them in an hour or so, and fly through those, read a couple in a day, without any trouble, which is what I was doing when I was doing the Goosebumps Club. But yeah, I miss working in a bookstore. I miss having access to a bookstore. My access to bookstore is the computer at this point. We don't have any local. And the one I know was about an hour away closed when Borders closed down because it was a Borders. And of course all the Borders and Waldens went out, so the Walden in the mall went out too. Which leaves us in a very book poor area. We have no bookstores. Which is very sad. Anyway. Where do you guys all get your books? I order a lot from Amazon. Well, not lately. I haven't ordered very many. I just received With the Fire on High, and I have one on order that comes out, I think, in October. It's the Poe one, with the retellings of the Poe stories. I'm blanking on the title of it. Is it His Hideous Heart or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, let me get ready for the next video, and we'll probably get 2 in a day. Woohoo!